All right. Some old school snapbacks. Welcome back, guys. My name is Phil. If this is your first time to my channel and you want to learn how to work from home and be your own boss by buying and reselling on eBay, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. And don't forget to hit that little bell right next to it or else you're going to miss something. Now with that out of the way, guys, let's get into the video today. Today's video is a special treat for you guys. I've been promising this upcoming video for the longest time, and guess what? That day is today. Like I said, if you've watched any of my previous videos and you watched the right one, then you know that what's inside this box are a decade old snapbacks and baseball caps, team hats, that sort of thing. But I promised that I would go through this box live on camera with you guys, so that's what we're doing today. So let's get right into it, guys. First, what we have, I'm gonna start with the top. We're just gonna pull out in no particular order, and I'm gonna show you what we have, and we're gonna sort of go down the list, and I'm gonna show you guys what's valuable and why it is valuable, and what's not valuable and why it's not so valuable. Now, as you can see right here, what we have is a Firebird hat. This is a vintage Firebird hat, but you can look at that tag there, and you can see that's a pretty old tag. But that thing is super clean, and you can see it's got that flat bill on it. That's what you're looking for, something that hasn't been so crinkled. But first hat in the lot here is a Firebird hat, old school Firebird. Now this right here, I would say, you know, right off the top of my head, I mean, what I'll do is I will put this in my store, and this hat will go for, I'll actually probably start at about $19 to $24.99. That's what I'll start this hat at. Now that's before looking it up. I mean, this thing could be worth $49, could be worth $79, but more than likely, it's worth somewhere in the $15 to $25 range. All right, next up. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is a defunct team, old school Houston Oilers hat. Now, this is a special hat. Number one, as you can see there, it's autographed by someone. Bud Adams, Peter Region Bud Adams. That's what it looks like. Now, I believe Bud Adams was the old school owner of the Houston Oilers, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, this has been 10 years, so I'm on it. As you can see, I really don't know what's in here. Now, I think that's autographed by Bud Adams himself, as you can see there. And what makes this hat really special, besides the fact of how crispy clean it is the fact that it's suede leather. And just a little FYI, this is actually pig suede. And pig suede is the softest suede that they make. Now you want to look on the inside here, and you can see, look how clean that is. Look at that, that is crispy. And it's also Team NFL, and you can see official NFL. Now, when you list something and you've got that, you know, Team NFL logo inside there, then it's going to increase the value tremendously, because you can put in the title official NFL merchandise. And that's what this is here. That's what we have. And this is old school. This is probably 20 years old. That's my guess. But this right here, depending on the autograph and who that is exactly, which I think Bud Adams was the old owner of the Oilers and Tennessee Titans. All that stuff changed, you know, a while back there. But I believe he was one of the owners. So this should be worth quite a bit. I'm going to have to do research on it. But my guess is no less than $49. Hat number two. All right. Hat number three. Bam, we got another one, baby. This is H-Town. Got to represent Houston Oilers one more time for you. And of course, as you can see, super clean. Got the Oilers helmet on the side. Got the Oilers written in block lettering on the back. And on the inside, again, official licensed product of the NFL. Now, again, as you can see, that does increase the value tremendously. Now, one thing you want to look at when you're selling these vintage and snapback hats is right in here. You see this here? Now look how clean that is. You see how clean that is? That's white, super white and clean. We have very little yellowing going on there. Now, what happens is, as these hats, the first thing to wear on these hats is this inner lining right here, because people get the sweat on their head and it sweats. And what happens is it sweats right down into the bill, and the bill begins to wear and it gets all funky and nasty. And this right here gets dark and eventually turns pretty brown, which you don't want. And as you can see, this one is very clean. And I believe this is wool. And when you're selling these old school snapbacks, wool is the best. Wool holds up the longest, and wool's worth the most money. So this right here, I'm gonna guess, again, on this right here, I would say no less than $35, because I'm not letting it go for anything less than that. $35 to $49. All right. Hat number 3. What's that? No, hat number 4, guys. What do we have here? A-Rod Alex Ridging? I have absolutely no idea. This is actually Fox Sports Net and the Rangers. And apparently A-Rod is some sort of, maybe he's a news anchor, maybe he's some sort of baseball player. I have absolutely no idea on this, but that's what it is. And you know, it's not super old. You can see it's got that, you see how it's got that little red sandwiched in between the blue on top and the blue on the bottom. And you got that little red. That came out a little bit later. This actually came out, I think, in the 90s or the late 90s. So this isn't quite so old. And it's also Velcro, as you can see there, which also, you know, adds to the fact that it's a little bit newer. But still, we're looking at 10 years. I mean, no less than, you know, probably 15 years old right here. And I have absolutely no idea what that's worth. All right. What do we have? RV Western Spirit. You see that there? Now this is what's known as, what do you call these hats? I can't remember. A lot of times these are the captain's hats, and it is a snapback, as you can see there. It is old school. But this right here, RV Western Spirit, that's the ship that you see right there. Now these old school ship hats, U.S. Navy, naval hats, you know, a lot of times they have captains. They have the name of the ship. They have the name of the submarine, I believe they even make them. But this one here is, you know, an old school, wow, it's been so long since I sold these hats. I can't remember exactly how you list them, but you do list them as you want to put this in here, and that's an actual naval ship. And sometimes it's the battleship hats, and like I said, the captain's hats. And a lot of times on these hats, what you have is those gold leaf going like that, you know, one on each side. And like I said, those are the captain's hats, and that's what you'll put, something to that effect. And I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. It's been a long time since I list snapbacks and hats because I don't mess with them. Like I said, these have been sitting for 10 years. So, but that's a nice hat right there. It's a collectible. Any of these hats like this with old school battleships and you know, naval ships, those are money. So if you're out there and you know you're out and about and you come across one of these, do a quick do a quick check on it, and more than likely that's going to be money, especially if they're only asking $1, maybe $2, and you can easily turn, you know, a hat like this for $25, $19, no less. So keep your eye out for hats like that. And another thing that, as you can see here, there it is, made in the USA, baby. Ain't nothing made in the USA anymore, so you know it's old school. All right. What do we have? I'm gonna take this hat. This right here looks like an old school Civil War hat, as you can see there. I'm sure it's a remake. More than likely this is a remake, but as you can see, it's really old. I mean, come here, get on in there. You see that? Now you can see this probably is not from the Civil War, but it is old. I mean, you can look in there, you can see, and it actually has an old school price tag on it, $35. And now this is probably a reenactment hat. There it is, got the year on it right there, 1988. But this hat was probably made for a Civil War reenactment, but it still has value. This is probably still worth $35. All right, what do we have? You know this. Houston Oilers in the house. Of course, this is H-Town, and you know, there's a lot of these going around. There used to be a lot of these going around back in the day. Nowadays, you're not gonna find these. You ain't gonna find any of these. But as you can see here, this is another Houston Oilers, and that's a pro player. And we look on the inside here, and what do we have? See that? See that old school pro player label? You can see how old that is. Pretty clean. You got no sweat markings on the bill underneath here, which is exactly what you want to look for. You got very slight yellowing going on in this area here. This is all still pretty solid white. It looks like something maybe got spilt on it, but this is wool, and you know, so this is money. Yeah, 17% wool, 83% polyester. But that's a nice hat. It's got you can see that's probably from the 90s, or it could be the late 80s. I mean, you see how you got this red going across here like that, and this sort of broken, you know, block style pattern. You know, that's an indicate to me this is probably from the 90s. It was probably made in the early 90s, you know, way after Houston Oilers was already out. But you know, they were still making Houston Oilers gear for, you know, old school fans. But again, here you're looking at this, and even in the condition it's in, it's going to go for no less than $24. All right. What do we have? Of course, you know this. Another Houston Oilers. We got to represent H-Town in the house all day, baby.
H-Town,
look at that. Now this right here, this is kind of ugly, honestly, but it is an old school Houston Oilers hat nonetheless. And you know, this is Eastport. You see that? You want to look in there? That's eSport, which is pretty. I believe it's a pretty well-known brand. And again, official licensed NFL team product. So you can put that in the title. So this is going to go for more just because of that. We got a nice color pattern here. We got the solid black with the baby blue. Houston Oilers, love your blue. This right here, I would say, I'm not gonna let this go for less than 25, maybe 30 bucks. Even though it's not the most desirable hat, but it is desirable nonetheless. It's vintage, and you're not gonna find it anymore. So that's the key to these old school snapbacks, you know? You don't find these anymore. So that's what gives them value. All right. What do we have? This here, now there's nothing special about this. It's just a Titleist Visor, but it's just a nice Titleist hat, you know, like I said, it's a golf cap. Nothing real special about it, but it's in there. Maybe this could have got tossed in at any point, but even that's money, you know. All right, what do we have now? Now we're getting into something old school. Here we go. Magnum PI Hawaii. Now, some of you older cats out there, you'll know who Magnum PI is. Now, you youngsters, and all you newbies to this game, you know, there's a lot of kids in this game now. Kids, no offense to you young guys. I know you're not kids, you're young adults, so whatever. But you don't know who Magnum PI is. But you do a little research, he got a big old mustache on his lip, and he made mustaches cool. I know they're completely out nowadays, but back then, they were hot. And a lot of that's good due to old Magnum PI. Now you look here, look at that. You can see that label right there. I mean, look how old that is. Ward, what's that say? Ward cap. And this is a medium large. It fits, end quote. That's what it says, quote, it fits. But it's a snapback, of course. And you got that cool, that cool camo going on, man. That camo's hot, So this right here is gonna be hot, and I'll probably let this go for maybe 29 bucks. But I'll price it at what I want, because you're not gonna find these. Magnum PI with that cool, look at that. That's what I said. It's like captain's sort of hat style, And I don't wear hats, but for those guys out there that like baseball caps, that's a hot one. All right. What do we have here? Robert Mondavi Winery. Now, some of you guys might know who that is. Some of you older cats probably know who that is, but I've never heard of him personally. Now, what's cool about this hat? Look at that. You see this bill? This bill is actually cork. That's made out of cork. That's a cork bill, just like what goes in the top of your wine bottle. So it's a really cool hat, and it actually has a little cork top on it too. And on top of that, we got a little cork strap in the back. So this thing is fresh to death, and it looks like it's never been worn. Look at that, it's still got the inspector number on it. Now I know you guys y'all like to keep the, to keep the, the stickers on your hats, but back in the day we didn't do that. And whoever had this hat, they would have taken that off right off the bat. It's the first thing they done, especially one of them old heads. That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna wear this hat with an inspection sticker on the bottom. And this is actually made by Legendary Golf. So personally, I've never heard of that, but I know this is value. I know this is money. So this somehow ended up in there, and hey, that's what we got next. If any of you guys know what that's worth, shoot me an email, drop it in the comments, let me know what it's worth. All right. Now, this one is very interesting. Neil Adams, firefighting and blowout specialist. You see that there? Now, I believe, who was it? Red Adair? Now, these firefighter hats are very interesting. This is an interesting story. Back when I first started this game, back in, 2002, 2003, 2001 maybe, you could find Red Adair firefighter, oil fighters hats. Now, if you find those, hey, you better grab them, because those are hella money in your pocket. Red Adair firefighters, oil fighter hats, man, they're I remember the first one I picked up back in the day. I picked it up, and it said Red Adair, and it was something that looked just like this almost, but it said Red Adair, and it said oil fighter, and or oil fighters team or something like that. And I brought that thing home and I listed it, and I ended up getting like 50 or 60 bucks for it. And it's because Red Adair was the greatest oil fighter known in history. So, that's Red Adair. So do a little research on that. If you find a hat with that on it, that's money in your pocket, guys. Now this right here, as you can see, that is an old school snapback. And what do we have on the inside? Of course, check it. This thing is brand new, basically. Made in the USA. And you know anything made in the USA is old school. So this right here, I'm guessing off the top of my head, $29, $34, maybe $39. All right. What do we have next? Okay, this, as you can see there, now you baseball fanatics and the baseball heads out there, now you know exactly who that is. I'm not even gonna say, but this is all wool hat and it's fitted. So you can see that official licensed product of the NB Major League Baseball, NL, MLB. And you want to look right here, authentic. This is New Era. New Era is one of the best, one of the best hat makers in the business. And as you can see here, authentic collection. What do we have next? All right, we're gonna grab one more. We got time for one more hat, guys. And you can see what we have here. We've only gone through maybe 10 hats. But I mean, we basically have run out of time. This hat right here is crispy clean. I mean, look at this. Come on in here. Get on in here. You see that? Now you see a little bit of that wear right there. But look at that. You see? They kept that sticker on there because they've been wearing them stickers since the 90s. You know, it got hot in the 90s to keep those stickers on, and you guys wear them now. I mean, youngsters out there, y'all wearing them now. They've been doing this since the 90s, baby. We started back in the 90s, man. 94, I think it was. I couldn't do it even back then. And this one, as you can see there, it's a fitted hat. This is 7 3/8. And this is a New Era. And any of you guys out there, you know New Eras. And another thing is right here, $59.50. But that is a very nice hat. It's got the raised lettering on the front here. The 3D, pop out graphic. All right, we're gonna pull one more. And the rest of these, this box is still pretty full, guys. And I'm gonna do a part 2 on this video. If you guys are interested, I will do a part 2, and we'll go through the rest of these. And just do just what I did here. So last but not least, I'm gonna pull out, yes sir, this is H-Town. Houston Astros in a house. Got an old school Astros hat here. You got that raised lettering on the front there, and this thing is pretty clean. And on top of that, it is fitted. Got the old school Astros logo on the back there. And what do we have? 7 1/8. Actually, we're 7 1/4. So this will not fit me. But you can see that American needle since 1918. Wow, they've been around that long, huh? And this is a Cooperstown Collection, which adds to the value of this hat. If you don't know about hats, do a little research. Cooperstown is one of the best makers for baseball caps in the business. So this is a fitted old school Astros hat. And what am I gonna ask for this? I don't know. Honestly, without doing a little research, I couldn't say for sure. I will do a little research on this, and I would say, I would say no less than maybe 34 bucks, maybe around $49 is what this hat will go for. So we're gonna leave it with that, guys. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button, as they say. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn how to work from home and be your own boss, buying and reselling stuff just like this. Thanks for tuning in for another video, guys. Get on out there and crush it. Make that money on eBay, and I'll see you in the future.